Jinin Akebino. Jinin was once a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, wielding Kabutowari, a fearsome weapon consisting of a single-bladed axe paired with a hammer, said to be able to break through any defense. With overwhelming combat skills and relentless attacks, Jinin could fully exploit the combination of speed and brute force that Kabutowari offered. He didn't just use the axe to strike at an opponent's guard. He immediately followed up with the hammer to shatter any obstacle, rendering any form of protection completely useless. After the Third Great Ninja War, Jinin and the Seven Swordsmen clashed with a group of shinobi from Konoha. At first, they had the upper hand, pushing the Konoha ninjas to the brink. However, Might Guy's father, arrived just in time, opened the 8 gates, and sacrificed himself to help the Konoha shinobi escape. Jinin Akebino died in that battle. During the war against the allied shinobi forces' 3rd Division, Jinin was resurrected by Kabuto Yakushi using Edo Tensei. Alongside the previous generation of Seven Swordsmen, he unleashed a brutal massacre under the cover of the thick mist created by Zabuza. Hidden within the fog, he easily closed in on his enemies, destroying their defensive weapons with the devastating combination of his axe and hammer. However, no one is without weaknesses. Jinin's fighting style focused too much on offense, leaving almost no defense, which created a major opening against fast opponents with strong counterattacks. Kakashi Hatake took full advantage of this flaw. When Zabuza was defeated, the mist cleared, exposing Jinin to the remaining enemies. In the end, overwhelmed by the sheer power of the allied shinobi forces, Jinin was completely sealed away. My friends, I really want to thank you for subscribing to my channel, which helps increase the subscriber to viewer ratio. However, the unsubscribed viewer ratio is still quite high, so I hope you will continue to subscribe to the channel to help our team develop further. Thank you so much. Next, Juzo Biwa. Juzo was another member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, wielding Kubikiri Bocho, the infamous sword that could regenerate itself using the blood of those it cut down. With this weapon, Juzo turned countless battlefields red with the blood of his enemies, building a terrifying reputation not just in Kirigakure, but across the entire shinobi world. Interestingly, he was one of the lucky few who survived an encounter with Might. In the anime, after this event, Juzo became a missing nin and joined the Akatsuki. Following the Uchiha clan's massacre, Pain assigned him to work alongside Itachi Uchiha. The two carried out many missions together, but when they were sent on an assignment in the Land of Water, Juzo was noticeably displeased. After completing the mission, Juzo and Itachi were ambushed by a squad of Hunter Enin led by Yagura, the 4th Mizukage of Kirigakure. Although Juzo and Itachi managed to defeat most of the Hunter Nin, Yagura, in his version 2 transformation, launched a tailed beast ball to finish them off. Juzo died in that battle. Chojuro. Chojuro was one of the last members of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, belonging to the final generation of this legendary group. In the past, he was a loyal protector and advisor to Mei Terumi, the 5th Mizukage. Despite his humble appearance and lack of an aggressive demeanor, Chojuro was actually one of the strongest and most skilled ninjas in Kirigakure. Being chosen to join the Seven Ninja Swordsmen was an honor that not just anyone could achieve. Over time, his abilities became even more exceptional, and he was eventually appointed as the 6th Mizukage of Kirigakure. Chojuro was considered a master of swordsmanship, not only among the Seven Ninja Swordsmen, but also among all the Kaj. Among them, he was rumored to be the most skilled swordsman and assassin. With Hiramekure, his sword techniques were highly versatile in battle. Thanks to its unique twin-handle design, he could split the sword into 2 blades, allowing him to fight as a dual-wielding warrior, making him extremely agile and effective in any combat situation. As Mizukage, Chojuro continued to prove his strength, even managing to fight on equal footing with Kinshiki Otsutsuki. In the anime, even without Hiramekare, he remained a formidable warrior. Armed with just a regular katana, he was still able to take on the new generation of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen and a group of enemies wielding legendary swords. Kisame Hoshigaki. Kisame Hoshigaki, also known as the Monster of the Hidden Mist, was an incredibly powerful shinobi and a prominent member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. He came from the Hoshigaki clan of Kirigakure and was widely recognized for his exceptional swordsmanship. Before joining Akatsuki, Kisame had already shown his ruthless nature and extraordinary combat skills when he killed his superior, Fuguki Suikazan, and took possession of the sword Samehada. After joining Akatsuki, he was assigned to capture Jinchuriki, one of the organization's main objectives. Not long after becoming a member, Kisame and Itachi Uchiha proved their strength and teamwork by easily capturing Roshi, the Four Tails Jinchuriki. Kisame was also known for his ability to subdue targets without causing excessive injuries, a skill he claimed was the best in Akatsuki. Kisame was not only a fearsome close combat fighter, but also possessed unique abilities thanks to his massive chakra reserves. He earned the nickname Tailed Beast Without a Tail because his chakra levels were abnormally high, surpassing most members of Akatsuki. With Samehada, he could absorb his opponent's chakra, making him even stronger as battles progressed. On top of that, Samehada was no ordinary sword. It could also heal Kisame's wounds during fights, making him even harder to defeat. That said, we didn't get to see much of Kisame's swordsmanship in action. His weapon was simply too overpowered. It was strong, had sentience, and could do so much on its own that Kisame often overwhelmed his enemies using brute strength and water-release ninjutsu rather than intricate sword techniques. Mangetsu Hozuki. Mangetsu Hozuki was an exceptional shinobi from the Hozuki clan, one of the strongest clans in Kirigakure. Along with his younger brother, Suigetsu, Mangetsu dreamed of becoming a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist from a young age. This ambition pushed both of them through countless brutal assassination missions, turning them into battle-hardened warriors. Mangetsu eventually achieved his goal and became a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen. He wasn't just an outstanding swordsman, he was the only one who could wield all 7 legendary swords of the group, including the notoriously difficult Samehada. Because of this, he was entrusted with carrying all 7 swords in a scroll. Mangetsu wasn't only skilled in swordsmanship, he was also a terrifyingly powerful fighter in other ways. He was a master of the silent killing technique, an extremely dangerous assassination method that allowed him to eliminate enemies without leaving a trace. During the battle against the allied shinobi forces, he used this technique under the cover of the hiding in mist technique to take down his targets without being detected. This proved that even without a sword, Mangetsu could still massacre his opponents with incredible speed and precision. Although the anime didn't provide much detail about Mangetsu, when the former 7 ninja swordsmen were revived by Kabuto Yakushi, he demonstrated his true strength. In that battle, Mangetsu was the last of the revived swordsmen to remain standing, despite being continuously attacked by enemies. Kushimaru Kuriarare. Kushimaru Kuriarare was a jonin from Kirigakure and another member of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the Mist. Throughout his life, Kushimaru became infamous not only for his combat abilities, but also for his brutal and cruel actions. Kushimaru fought with the sword Nubari, a unique long blade that could pierce enemies with incredible accuracy. In general, it resembled an oversized sewing needle. With this sword, Kushimaru could not only stab through multiple enemies in one strike, but he could also use it to stitch his victims' bodies together with a thin thread, creating a deadly web. It looked extremely painful and terrifying. Overall, we didn't have many opportunities to see this character wielding his sword, but if we did, he might have had a lot of fans because of his cool design. Raiga Kurosuki. Raiga Kurosuki is a notable member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. Before leaving the village, Raiga was also a member of the Anbu, an elite group of shinobi from Kirigakure. This means his strength was on par with top jonin level. Raiga joined the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist before or during the Third Great Ninja War, where he wielded the Thunder Swords, Kiba. These were twin swords imbued with the power of lightning, considered some of the sharpest swords, capable of cutting through anything. His power wasn't just in his sword skills, but also in his excellent control over lightning. Raiga could use Kiba not only for close combat, but also to perform lightning techniques from a distance, making his attacks incredibly fast and powerful. His ability to control lightning was so great that he could summon bolts of lightning directly from the sky, using them as weapons for both offense and defense. The power of these bolts was strong enough to defeat opponents with a single strike, even able to defeat Neji and Naruto with just one lightning blow. As long as Raiga could access natural lightning, he could fight without tiring, making long battles an advantage for him. Zabuza Momochi. Zabuza Momochi is one of the most powerful and terrifying shinobi in the history of Kirigakure. Just to remind you, he single-handedly killed over 100 trained academy students, clearly showing that even as a child, he possessed extraordinary combat abilities. Zabuza had extraordinary physical strength, easily wielding the massive Kubikari Bocho sword without any difficulty, even using just one hand. He also had incredible speed and taijutsu, hand-to-hand combat skills. During his fight with Kakashi, he demonstrated fluid movements in his strikes, even when both his arms were disabled, using kunai with his mouth. Known for his stealth and being a master assassin, Zabuza became famous across the countries for his ability to kill in near-zero visibility. Zabuza's silent killing technique is one of the deadliest assassination techniques, and even Kakashi acknowledges that no one could match him in this regard. The hiding in mist technique helped elevate silent killing to another level. When dense mist enveloped the battlefield, the target not only lost sight but also fell into a state of being hunted. There was no knowing where the enemy was, no sound to hear, no warning signs. And then, before you knew it, death would come. This is why Kabuto Yakushi, a man known for his scheming and only valuing useful assets, was willing to sacrifice many other summoned ninjas to protect Zabuza, ensuring that the hiding in mist technique wouldn't be interrupted. Just that alone shows how dangerous he truly was. Jinpachi Munashi. Jinpachi is one of the members of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. The weapon Jinpachi uses in battle is a truly unique and dangerous creation, the sword Shibuki. This special sword is equipped with a large number of explosive tags. Every time one of the tags explodes, a roll of paper inside the sword automatically replenishes more explosive tags onto its edge, allowing Jinpachi to continue attacking without interruption. However, this weapon is not without its risks. Using these explosive tags can cause significant damage to both the enemy and the user if not handled carefully. But Jinpachi can control Shibuki with great precision, enabling him to avoid the explosions while still using their power to eliminate his enemies. This is why I say he's a very skilled swordsman. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Jinpachi and other members of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist were resurrected in a reanimated form under Kabuto Yakushi's command. After taking a strong attack without being harmed, Jinpachi retrieved his Shibuki sword from Mangetsu Hozuki's scroll and began launching powerful attacks. He literally exploded his enemies. When Zabuza Momochi was defeated, the mist cleared, revealing Jinpachi, who then directly confronted his enemies. He and Kushimaru continued to massacre the forces of the allied shinobi until Kakashi appeared to face them. Despite their immortality and overwhelming strength, both were eventually sealed, bringing an end to their lives. Ameyuri Ringo. Ameyuri Ringo is another member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist, and she's a woman. As an extremely skilled swordswoman, Ameyuri wields the sword Kiba, a pair of very dangerous swords that are said to be the sharpest ever. Kiba consists of two blades, creating an incredibly powerful attack when combined with lightning chakra. This makes Ameyuri a very difficult opponent to defeat, as her swords have the ability to cut through anything. Additionally, She is highly skilled in fighting with two swords, proving herself to be a master of swordsmanship with both hands. Ameyuri is also known for her fast and agile spinning attacks, where she spins around and strikes all nearby enemies without leaving any openings. Anything related to lightning is extremely fast and sharp. In the anime, she can surround her opponents with powerful lightning strikes, not only trapping them, but also launching close-range attacks with a speed that makes them impossible to dodge. She can also shoot lightning bolts with high precision, attacking each target accurately. Well, despite her strength, after being summoned by Edo Tensei, she was eventually sealed. Fuguki Suikazan. Fuguki Suikazan is also one of the members of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen of the Mist. During his time as a jonin and as a member of the Seven Ninja Swordsmen, Fuguki wielded the sword Samihara. With this sword, Fuguki not only had great combat abilities, but also the power to absorb chakra from his opponents, weakening their strength. To use Samihara effectively, Fuguki needed a large and abundant chakra reserve, showing that he was not just a powerful warrior, but also possessed an impressive amount of chakra. He was the one who survived an encounter with Might Guy, so it can be said that he was a strong swordsman. After this battle, Fuguki assigned Kisame Hoshigaki, one of his subordinates, to join the Codebreaker unit to protect the important information of the village. However, Fuguki told Kisame that in an emergency, that information was more important than any life, even the lives of their teammates. Because of this, Kisame, during a mission to protect crucial codes, decided to kill his own teammates when they were at risk of being captured by Ibiki Morino. This marked an important turning point in Kisame's career, as he crossed every boundary of loyalty. But Fuguki was ultimately killed by Kisame when Kisame discovered that Fuguki was betraying the village by revealing important information to the enemy. Fuguki's death marked the end of the existence of a once respected warrior. Well, even though we never got to see his swordsmanship skills, his death also opened up a new era, with Kisame becoming the successor of the Samihara sword and joining the Seven Ninja Swordsmen. He continued to fight under the command of Yagura and as an ally of Obito Uchiha. Mifune. Mifune is one of the greatest samurai warriors and also the general, Taisho, of the Land of Iron. As a samurai, he is certainly skilled in the use of swords. Samurai are known for their quick draw technique, where they draw their sword, strike their opponent, and then sheath the sword in one smooth motion. Mifune's mastery of this technique made warriors like Hanzo and others acknowledge that using hand signs was useless when facing him. Mifune could draw his sword, move quickly, and strike within a short amount of time, making it impossible for his opponents to complete the necessary hand seals. That's why those who faced him were nearly powerless when Mifune attacked. In the anime, Mifune is also shown with some impressive abilities, such as cutting through a lit candle without extinguishing the flame, or stopping an attack in a split second. The battle between Mifune and Hanzo during the Fourth Great Ninja War became a decisive clash. Mifune cut Hanzo's kusarigama in half and sliced through his body, even cutting his mask. After defeating Hanzo, Mifune did not show any arrogance. Instead, he criticized Hanzo for abandoning his ideals. Mifune even persuaded Hanzo about the possibilities of peace, and Hanzo was so convinced that he decided to end his own life, giving the allied shinobi a chance to seal him away. Mifune truly is an incredibly powerful samurai, both in swordsmanship and with a very high sense of honor. Killer Bee. Killer Bee, we are all very familiar with him, the strongest rapper in the series and the Jinchuriki of the Three Tails. But let's talk about his Kenjutsu skills. Throughout his growth, Killer Bee developed an impressive swordsmanship ability. He can use 8 swords at the same time by holding them between his finger joints, elbows, legs, and mouth. While this may seem strange, Killer Bee is very skilled at using this technique. He can create unexpected attacks from many different angles, similar to his hip-hop dance style, making it hard for his opponents to react in time. When he finds an opening, he uses these swords to strike directly at his opponent with high precision, usually targeting vital weak points. Just imagine using 8 swords at once while continuously rapping and talking smack without any stress. This is absolute skill. Honestly, If we took away all the special swords from the other swordsmen and gave each of them a regular katana, Killer B would probably be the strongest swordsman. With his swordsmanship talent, Killer B can overcome even well-trained swordsmen, including those with Sharingan. I'm telling you, if Sasuke didn't have his teammates during that encounter, Killer B would have finished him off. He can also use swords as long-range weapons, throwing them like precise missiles. When he got his hands on Samehada, the special sword, Killer B quickly integrated it into his fighting style. He can coordinate attacks with Samehada seamlessly and even use it to store the swords when they're not in use. Not only is he powerful, but Killer B is also a great teacher when it comes to swordsmanship. Well, after all, he's the one who trained Omoi and Karui. Sasuke. Sasuke was extremely skilled with weapons from a young age. After the time skip, we see Sasuke using a sword. The sword he uses is the Kusanagi. Unlike Orochimaru's Kusanagi, Sasuke's sword does not have the ability to extend or bend, but it is incredibly sharp and can channel lightning chakra to increase its destructive power. This allows Sasuke to cut through opponents and even paralyze them with just one slash. In addition, the Sharingan helps Sasuke read his opponent's movements, allowing him to react quickly and perform precise counterattacks. During his battle with Itachi, even though he mainly used ninjutsu, Sasuke still had moments where he used his sword to put pressure on his older brother. During the Fourth Ninja War, Sasuke continued to develop his Kenjutsu skills as he faced powerful opponents like Madara and Kaguya. When he awakened the Rinnegan, he was even able to combine Kenjutsu with Ameno Teijikara, allowing him to teleport and create surprise attacks. Later on, Sasuke developed Uchiha-style Kenjutsu and passed this technique on to his student, Boruto, helping him learn the essence of swordsmanship and advance his fighting abilities to a whole new level. This style clearly reflects Sasuke's combat philosophy: neat, efficient, and without unnecessary movements. It's a technique that demands intense focus, quick judgment, and sharp combat instincts, true to the spirit of an Uchiha. Alright, that's all for this episode. If you want me to make a video about any other topic or a specific character, just leave a comment below.